Welcome, everyone. Please find a comfortable seat, whatever that means to you. If you want to sit in rock pose, that's fine. Or if you need to lengthen the legs, that's also fine. The key to this pose is just to have a tall spine, and then let your eyes close. We're going to bring 1 to 1 to 1 ratio breath to our advantage now. And so try this and let's see if it feels good. Next inhale. Catch the breath, count to the top. Let's go together. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Linger at the top, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Now inhale, 2, 3, 4. Just hold it at the top, 3, 4, and release it, 2, 3, 4. Good, keep going. Now, counting at the pace that is right for you. When you get to the top of the breath and you're lingering at the top of the breath, don't bear down. Yeah? Let the breath go. When it's time to breathe in again, count your way to the top of the breath. And when you get to the top, you're just sipping, sipping, sipping the top of the breath before you release it. Again, counting to the base of the exhale. So it's 1 to 1 to 1 ratio breathing, lingering at the top of the breath. Do not bear down, but just brim with the fullness of your inhale and carry on. We'll take 3 more breaths just this way. Right. On your next exhale, just drop technique. Let your breath return to a nice natural rhythm, but do bring your palms to meet together in front of you. We'll sound Om just once together. Inhale. Now smile. The hard part is over. And so just bow your head to your heart with that smile. Honor yourself with that beautiful smile. And then lifting the gaze and opening the eyes. Let's go ahead and shift to the hands and the knees. Now, we're stretching the arms and wrists and palms I'll just tell you, that's what we're up to at first. And so we're going to spend some time on the hands and the knees. That being the case, it's good to have a little padding under there. So go ahead and bring the hands out front, just shoulder distance apart. Spread your fingers broadly and take a look at them. See what it's like to go systematically and impress each fingerprint, knuckle, and root. Let's go to the thumbs. Press the thumbprints, the knuckle, and the root of the thumb down. Go to the index fingers. Print, knuckle, and root. Middle fingers. Ring fingers. Baby fingers. Good. Now, feel the little cup in the center of the palm pressing down, like you could make some suction on the mat. Good. Sit back to a child's pose. Relax your arms. Rest the forehead down. 1 to 1 to 1 ratio breath here. Fill up. And when you get to the depth of your fullness, enjoy it. And then release it again. Hands and knees, tabletop position. You're going to rotate your hands externally. So fingers will turn towards the outer edges of their mat and of your mat. And then maybe the middle fingers will point down towards their respective knees. So anywhere that is your edge, go there. Then we're going to move systematically through the fingers again. Please go to the thumbs, press the prints down, the knuckle, the root. It's the index fingerprint, the knuckle, the root. Middle fingers. Nice. Ring fingers. Baby fingers. You got it. Lean the hips back just a little bit. Ooh. Good. Now, if you trust, if you want to suspend the disbelief, you might consider turning the toes under and lifting the hips. Hey, nice. Ah, good. Let the knees come back down. Unwind the hands. Plant them into the floor and move immediately to downward facing dog. Toes turned under, hips rise up. And now your awareness is at the wrists and the hands, feeling that flushing of fresh prana through the wrists and fingers. Nice. Kick the right leg up way high, stack the hips, drop the heel of the right foot into the mystery behind you. That's it. Take a look under your left armpit. See if you can see the heel of your foot. Good, Lexi. Beautiful, Becca. That's exactly right. Everybody lift your right knee just a little bit higher. Woo! Good, Sydney. Exhale. Right foot comes down. Trade sides. Left leg. Super high. Bend the knee. Stack the hips. Good, Daniel. Beautiful, Michelle. Really strong. Just 2 more breaths. When you're ready, left foot returns to the floor. Come on down to the knees. One hand at a time for this one. Let's have left hand remain in position. Pick up the right hand, flip it over, and let it land on the back. And so your thumbs are going to be looking at each other. That's how you'll know. Good. So this is a pretty weird one. Depending on how open your shoulder is, your elbow could be doing all kinds of things. That's less important than if you can bring your thumbnail onto the floor. It's just an invitation. It might not go. Flare out your fingers, press all the fingernails down. Shift back just a little bit to feel the stretch through the carpal tunnel. Good. Plant the right hand back, palm down. Pick the left hand up, flip it over. Nurture the edges of your experience. Just the soft side of your edge. 1 to 1 to 1 ratio breath, right here. Good. Left hand returns, toes turn under, hips rise up, downward facing dog. Go ahead and shake the head yes and no. Knees to the earth. Rise up to kneeling. If you turn the toes under in this position, it just adds stability. So if the feet are down, that's fine, but this just makes it easier. So from here, sweep the arms out to the left and the right. We're going to cross right under left at the elbows. See if you can go for a double wrap. And just hold on to the hands in some fashion, perhaps a prayer position, maybe, maybe not. From here, lift the elbows towards the sky. Take a deep breath in. When you get to the top of the breath, linger at the top of the breath in this little baby back bend. On the exhale, you're counting the breath as you release it. The elbows tuck into the navel. The chin tucks into the chest. So again, inhale, 2, 3, 4, linger, 2, 3, 4, let it go. 3, 4, and again, one more. Nice. Release the breath, release the arms, unwind, rewind. It's left under right. Go for the wrap, and there's no hurry. Yeah. So if your breath is longer than a 4 count, enjoy it. Nice, nice, nice. Really squeeze it out on this last exhale before coming back, releasing the arms. Downward facing dog. Good. Let the knees come down once more. Come up to kneeling. Weave the fingers together behind your back so I can get my back fat out of the way. See if you can weave your fingers together behind you and maybe bring the heels of the hands to meet. Yeah. From this position, turn your thumbs towards the body and open your palms down towards the floor. Give it a go. From this position, Draw the front base ribs into the body. Leave your hands, look, this is the front base ribs. Draw the front base ribs into the body and then lean back. Press the hips forward. Beautiful, Lexi, really nice adjustment. The heart rises up in this pose. The eyes are lifted, but don't throw your throat open. Let's do 2 breaths, 1-to-1-to-1 ratio. Inhale, linger at the top. Exhale, sink into your back bend just a little bit more. One more breath. Good. Come up and over. Hands to the earth, downward facing dog. Okay. We're going to do one more little preparation. So go ahead and let the knees come down, rise up to kneeling again. And make sure that you have enough space to extend your arms out to the left or the right. I think everybody's good. Palms down. Okay. So even in this pose, as simple as it is, it starts to reveal some of our tendencies physically. Do that thing of drawing the front base ribs into the body again. Yeah, notice how that creates length and stability in the spine. And it's from that place that you can start to extend through the fingertips. Like you can feel the energy pulsing from the heart space to the fingertips and back in again. Relax your tongue. One-to-one-to-one ratio breath, providing you courage to maintain. Good. We're going to stay a little bit longer. Point your fingertips up to the sky. Press through the heels of your hands. I'm not doing this to you. You're doing this to you. Open up the fingers really broadly. And now you're just exploring the edge, just the edge of your sensation right here. We're going to go 2 more breaths, 1-to-1-to-1 ratio. Okay. Inhale, hold it at the top, and exhale. Oh, let the arms float on your exhale and notice what the difference is. Okay, good. Everyone is going to move their mat to a blank place on the wall. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to demonstrate. Some of you are going to be doing this on your own. This will be a piece of cake. Some of you guys will want some support, and I'm going to come and support everybody into a satisfying experience. Handstand. All right. Now, there's a really fun way to get in and a really safe way to get in. And what I want to impress you with is that of all of the inversions, handstand is one of the most benign in terms of its risk. We feel like it's risky, but it's really not that risky. It's way less risky than a headstand. So handstand for fun. We're fully prepared. The fingers will come maybe 6 inches away from the wall. Arms are shoulder distance apart. And then down dog. We all know this one. We've been doing this one all evening. From here, one foot steps in and the other leg kicks up. And that's all we're going to do for a little while. Let's just play with that. Okay? All right. So you don't have to be against the wall, but next to the wall, palm on the wall. Left hand comes across the low back, palm out. Notice the distribution of weight between the feet. Is it heavier in one than the other? Soften the knees. And now walk your fingertips or crawl your fingertips back. If there was a clock, it would be somewhere between 12 and 3. And you're going to find a sticky place. And that's where you're going to stay. Once you're there, and you'll only go to parallel with the ground, no deeper than this. So somewhere here, once you find your spot, flare out your fingers more broadly and reach through the fingertips while pressing the palm against the wall. Just give it some juice. Then drop the left ear towards the left shoulder. Everybody, open up your mouth as big as you can. Stick your tongue out as far as you can. Maybe tip the chin down towards the chest a little bit. Now, the key here is not to hold the breath. And so I'll give you one more piece if you're interested, and that would be to turn your toes out towards the center of the space. And that just adds a new dimension of stretch. We're going to stay for about 3 more breaths. So whatever it is that you're doing, and you can move the head around to explore. 1-to-1-to-1 ratio breath. As the next breath releases, take 1/4 turn to the right so that you're facing the wall. And here, I'm going to ask you to just bring your arms down by your side. Yep, arms relaxing. Notice the difference between the two sides. It's visible. Well done. 1/4 turn to the right brings your left hip next to the wall. You can take the left palm against the wall, right hand on the low back, palm out. This just keeps us from hyperextending in the shoulders. So walk your hand back somewhere between 9 and 12. When you get to that sticky place, send energy through the fingertips and into the palm. Right ear towards the right shoulder. Experiment with the jaw and tongue. Lastly, perhaps you turn your toes a little more to the right. Good. 2 breaths more. 1-to-1-to-1 ratio. Excellent. 1/4 turn to the left brings you facing the wall. And so next piece would be step away from the wall enough that you can make a little kind of a down dog next to the wall. And what you want eventually is to tuck the chin and find the wall with your head and then with your shoulders. Okay, so that's the objective. No plans to do a handstand here. Rather, the invitation is to bend the knees as much as you need to so that you can press the back of the head and the shoulders against the wall. Now, trust that the wall will support you as you maybe bring the hands up. And here you have a plow position at the wall. But this is so good for the neck. All right, slowly, sweetly come out. And my recommendation is that you just sort of walk your hands up the wall nice and slow. If there's any shifting in blood pressure, and you've got the wall there. It's your friends. Nicely done, everyone. Okay. So you'll just drag your mat back somewhere close to center where you can see me. We'll do some vinyasa now, because if we waited for handstand until the end of class, nobody would have had the energy to get upside down. So step to the forward edge of your mat and understand that we're cultivating courage with this practice. Your right foot remains grounded, left foot strides back, Virabhadrasana 1. A bend in the front knee, sweep the arms up to the sky. Good. The sounds are Om, So, Hum. Okay? Here's what it looks like. Breath in. Om, So, Hum. Good. Again. Om. Becca, Lexi, go a little deeper in the front knee. Om, So, Hum. Beautiful adjustment. Last one. Om, So, Hum. Take your hands to the earth, pivot on the back toes, move back to plank. Remember, you can come back to the knees here if you need to. Viloma technique, 2 in through the nose, 2 out through the mouth like this. In breath and out breath as you descend. Chaturanga, good. Bring the tops of the feet to the floor, zip up the thighs like a cobra tail. Shrug the shoulders next to the ears, and then let the shoulder blades glide down your back as you lift the heart, cobra. We're gonna hold here at the top. Please, let's refine this practice. The elbows should be slightly bent and hugging in like little grasshopper legs to the side body. Now you might take a look up here. Pressing the forearms to the floor looks like that. Ah, beautiful. Deep breath into the heart. Exhale, down dog. Om Soham means Om. I am that. And so this practice is cultivating our courage to be more ourselves and to put more of ourselves out there in the world. Look to the forward edge, go to that direction, stepping, jumping forward. Press the feet into the floor, rise up with your breath. Bring that light into your heart. Step the right foot back. Virabhadrasana 1. Good. So the whole right foot, the sole of the whole right foot is on the floor. And you can maybe set your left foot a little bit to the left. Good. Here we go. Deep breath in. Om Soham. Om Soham. Om Soham. One more. Om Soham. Plank or tabletop. Viloma, begin. One more. In, deep breath in, linger at the top, linger, linger, linger. Exhale, lower the body. Cobra. Inhale and linger at the top. Exhale, down dog. All the way forward. All the way to the top. All the way to the heart. Go ahead and bring your right foot just a little to the right. Now step the left leg back. The whole foot finds the floor. Bend in the front knee. Take the arms up to the sky and let's refine this position just a little bit. In your awareness, don't look for it, but in your awareness, find the crease of your right thigh. Draw that back so that the hips and heart square more forward. Lovely. Yeah. Okay. Om so hum. Inhale. Om so hum. Om so hum. Om so hum. One more. Om so hum. You're making the offering here. Pivot. Go back to plank or tabletop. Uloma. One more. In. Linger at the top, linger at the top. Ooh, and let it go as the body comes down. Same, cobra. Inhale, linger at the top. Down dog. Last set. Go forward. Rise up. Bring energy into your big, courageous heart. And then just step the left foot just an inch or two to the left. Step the right leg back. Square your hips. And then take your arms up. Nice, Sydney. Beautiful. Good, Becca. Yeah. Inhale. Om so hum. Om so hum. Om so hum. Last one. Om so hum. Plank, no viloma this time. Instead, just a deep breath in, linger at the top. On the out breath, chaturanga. Come all the way to the floor, belly on the earth. Reach your right arm to the front of the room and roll over. Just come onto your back here. Knees bent. Windshield wiper knees side to side. Please make your way to upright. You can create a lovely bolster for your hips if you'd like. Ah. Nice. That's right. Good. The mantra is so hum. And you allow the inhale to vibrate upward with the sound so. And it rises up through the spine to the crown. Hum on the way down. And so you're listening for the sound so on the inhale and the sound hum on your exhale. The spine is tall and you're so relaxed. If the mind wanders, it doesn't matter. Come back to the practice of listening. So on the inhale, hum on the exhale. Listen with your whole body. Mm. Brilliant. Let's seal this practice with one Om together. Let your palms meet in a prayer position in front of your heart and touch the thumbs onto your own sternum. Make that connection with yourself and then flare the fingers out in an offering to the world. Yeah. Inhale. Oh. Shanti, shanti, shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Thank you. All right. So if you're staying here for the rest of the training, you can kind of come up a little bit closer. We'll get some lights going. If you're taking off for now, thank you for lingering for the meditation. Happy to answer any questions if you have them about that last little piece, maybe. So if you want, you can scoop the flesh out from beneath your sits bones so that you can really find your sits bones on the floor. And then you're just going to turn a little bit to the right and let your hands come down on either side of the right thigh. Envision great length in the spine. So the crown of the head and the tailbone extend opposite one another, and you're just going to tilt just a little bit forward. Okay. Now, close your eyes because there's nothing to look at externally, but rather we're going to look at the breath 1:1:1 ratio. Go ahead and start with a 4 count. You count to the top of the breath, you linger at the top. Remember, it's not a bearing down or a holding. You're just sipping, sipping, sipping the top of the breath before you let the exhale flow out. Do that again. Good. Walk your hands down just a little bit farther. Take your tilt a little bit farther, but lengthen the spine again. So we don't want to round the back so much as we want to let the crown of the head and the tailbone extend oppositely. Take your attention to the heel of the right foot. Feel energy pulse from the heel of the right foot up the back of the leg to the hip. Feel it cross the low back and go out the left knee. From the heel up the back of the leg to the hip, across the low back, out the left knee. Now go back to the breath. 4 count, 1:1:1 ratio. Count to the top of the inhale. Hold that fullness. Release it. Now a 5 count. And a 6 count. And a 7 count. Keep going, incrementally increasing the duration of each part. On your next exhale, fold. Let the arms go, let the head find its way, maybe to the knee. This pose is called Janu Sirsasana. Please stay here in this pose. Please continue nurturing the energy, drawing up from the heel of the right foot to the hip, crossing the low back, out the left knee. Take a few more breaths here. On an in breath, come to upright. Let the hands rest on the thighs and just sit and observe. We're going to swap legs. So when you're ready, just guide the repositioning. Let's look at an anatomy piece here. Let the left toes drift out to the left, and then bring the toes back to point up. Your whole leg was affected. Did you notice? All the way up into the hip. So anatomical neutral is when your toes are pointed, in a forward direction. And so we want to try to maintain that as much as possible. I mean, through a lot of the poses that we'd be teaching, this would be a very functional cue. Okay, turn a little to the left, just a slight tilt. Okay, nice, tall, long spine. Close your eyes. Begin to integrate a 4-count breath. Count 4 to the top. Hold for 4. Breathe out for 4. When you're ready to go a little deeper, walk your hands forward, just to the point where you can keep the spine long without collapsing in the back. And now at this depth, start to feel energy pulsing from the heel of the left foot up the back of the thigh, across the low back, and out the right knee. 1-to-1-to-1 ratio breath. Begin to increase your count incrementally with every breath. Now a 5 count and a 6 count and so forth. Keep going. At about an 8 count or so, you can drop the technique and just fold over your own left leg. On an in breath, you'll emerge. Walk your hands back in and just rest them on the tops of the thighs. Sit with the eyes closed and observe. So for our last technique this evening, we're going to do a Kriya. Kriya means complete action, but that's less important than what it is that we're up to. So I'm going to show you first, and then we'll engage together. So if you're going upside down, the inversion is a supported. I'm going to put it on the lowest section. The block, instead of going close to the tailbone, it goes closer to the waist. And then once your legs are up, they just kind of hang out there. There's like no muscular tension required. They just sit up there. And so this is called Viparita Karani. It's called legs up. A lot of times you'll see it as like legs up the wall, right? So we're going to do Viparita Karani. And then, or you can do a supported bridge. Regardless of which position you're in, the focus is going to be at the navel, where we inhale this hot golden nectar, right? This prana. We inhale it up to the throat, this little divot at the throat, and we hold it there till it cools off. Then we spray it into the cavern of the skull. Okay. And so we've been building up to this technique through this last several hours, because what optimizes this technique is two things. The pranayama, 1:1:1 ratio breath is what that is. We inhale, hold it, and exhale. So we've been practicing that technique up to this point. It should be pretty comfortable by now. And then what was the other piece that I was going to share with you? I lost it. Somebody play that back to me. What was the other way that we've prepared for that? Whatever. Anyway, so we're going to do that technique now. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take the lights down. If you want to do it at the wall, you're welcome to do it at the wall, but the block is a really great and useful tool to make it possible in the middle of the room, so you don't have to move to the wall. Now I remember what it was. So 1:1:1 ratio breath, that's the big key. But the other key is imagination.